What up? We back. Another edition of RPT, Prison Talk. And today, I'm going to help out one of my subscribers. I'm not going to put the young lady's name out there, but she basically asked me to help her out with her situation. She had a two-part question. So the first question was, I guess I could say she had two questions, not a two-part question. She had two questions. First question, she wanted to know, how could she be a better woman for her man who was incarcerated at the time, which I thought was a fire question. I thought that was dope because even though I don't know this young lady, that told me a lot about the type of person she was. Excuse me. So the second question was, she said, how do you deal with inmates taking their anger out on their loved ones? Which I can relate. You know, when we're in there, sometimes we go through stuff, we get frustrated, and unfortunately, a lot of times, the people that we take it out on, not on purpose, you know what I mean, be the people that's there, you know, because the people that don't give a damn about you, can't take it out on them because they ain't around anyway, you know. So the few people that's there, they there because they love you. And I don't think he's looking at it like he's taking it out on you. For one, let me just start off by saying this. This might help a lot. Your mind frame. You have to remember. You have to say this to yourself and remember this. I don't have to take this shit. I'm not the one in prison. I don't have to take this. So I'm not saying it to say I don't have to take this. Fuck this nigga. I could drop this nigga. No, I'm saying this to say this to yourself, to remind yourself that I'm doing this for him. So if I'm letting him vent, whatever it is, this is for him, you know? And sometimes that's all we need is an outlet to let it out, because the environment that we're in, you know what I mean? Some of us might be smart enough to know not to let the rage out the only way we know how, you know? So by not letting it out the only way we know how and getting in more trouble, we bottle that inside. And then we get on the phone and explode sometimes. Or we get in a visiting room with you and then we explode sometimes. And it ain't really nothing personal towards you. It's just, we're going through a lot, you know? So if you got the mind frame that I don't have to go through this. It's not, I don't have to go through this. The hell with him. I don't have to go through this. He does. So let me allow him to vent. Now, I'm not saying be anybody's punching bag now. Everything is to an extent. But at the end of the day, we got to remember we're here because we love this person. You know, we're not here because we don't give a damn about them. We're here because we love them. So the things we do for the people we love, you know. And I think that's just the best way to deal with that, you know. And communication is always good, you know, because if you got somebody that's pretty level-headed, then sometimes you could tell them, like, hey, you're being kind of hard on me right now. I know you're going through a lot. I know it's rough in there, but I'm sorry. I apologize that you're going through this. And then sometimes when you apologize to somebody, especially for something shit that you ain't really got to apologize for, that brings them back down to reality. So that lets them know, hey, I'm wilding on this person, and they ain't even the person I should be wilding on. So it's kind of like you let the nigga know, like, nigga, I ain't put you here without saying those words. Trust me, nobody wants to hear that. When we in prison, we know who put us there, who didn't put us there. So if I'm in prison and I'm mad at you, I don't need you to remind me that you didn't put me here. that's only going to add fuel to the fire. So I think, you know, try to find healthy communication that might help. And then sometimes just let him get it out, you know, because you really would rather him get it out that way than in the day room or in the rec yard, you know. So sometimes that outlet, that release that he got right there could be just what he needed to prevent him from releasing it on somebody else, you know what I mean? That would have started a whole nother situation that probably would have prolonged him getting home, because at the end of the day, the goal is to get home as fast as you can. And if you in it with this dude, then the goal is to get him home as fast as you can. Sometimes that might mean letting the dude vent, you know, letting the dude let out some rage, you know what I mean? When he come home, you could tell him, man, you was an asshole when you was in jail, bro. You don't have to talk to me like that. But if you got it in you, you know what I mean? If you the type of person that can put your emotions and your feelings to the side for the situation that someone else is in, then let them get it out, you know? To an extent, I'm not saying let anybody verbally abuse you to where it's mentally harming you or any type of harm towards you. But if you can do it, some people can't, you know? I know some people, they ain't doing it. It ain't happening. They can't do it, you know what I mean? You ain't talking to them like that. They don't care if you're in prison, out of prison, where you at. Love you, don't love you, you ain't talking to them like that. But if you can do it, you got enough love for this person, the reason you in it is because you love this person, and let them vent, you know? That's the best advice I got for somebody that's you would feel is taking their rage or frustration out on their loved ones. Let them vent, and if he getting out of hand, you bring him back down and let him know, hey, I'm sorry that you're going through this, you know? Kill him with kindness, you know? But don't remind him that, hey, bro, I ain't put you here. Don't start doing that, you know what I mean? Because now you just fighting fire with fire, you know? And at the end of the day, you love this person. You don't want to be fighting and arguing with them. The whole idea is to try to find a way to get through this together. So that's my advice on that. As far as how to be a better person for him, just by asking these questions, you sound like you're already doing a dope-ass job. So it's hard for me to answer that, you know what I mean? I guess if he needs an outlet, just be that person for him. Be what he needs, you know what I mean? And one thing about dudes in prison, we all want to feel needed and wanted by the people on the outside. So let him know how much he's needed out here. Let him know how much you can't wait till he get home. And I know you probably already do it, but add some more to it, you know? That helps. I used to love to hear that, you know? It used to make me feel like, you know, because there's a feeling you get in prison, like, especially when you do a substantial amount of time like I did, you feel like the whole world is just going on without you. You know what I mean? Even though I might talk to my wife and kids, I'm not out there with them, you know? So just being reassured that you need him might be enough to get him through that night, you know what I mean? A lot of times them phone calls, what you say on them phone calls is what he take back to his cell and go back. He might talk to his cellie about it, go to bed and dwell on that. That helps us get through our time. That helps us through our time. So little stuff like that, you know what I mean? Within your letters, you let them know how much you need them. Let them know how much you miss them. Little stuff like that, you know? I'm assuming you're already doing visits and letters already, but just being there is a lot, means a lot, you know? And it ain't always about financially, you know what I mean? Just being there as much as you could just be there. Like, it's dope to be in prison. It's never dope to be in prison. But it's dope to have somebody that got your back and to know you got somebody that got your back while you're in prison. That's what's dope. Knowing that I'm in here is fucked up, but I got somebody that got my back out there, you know, that's really holding me down. It ain't, like I said, holding you down ain't always financially, just holding me down, you know. Making sure, letting me know that I'm loved and cared about, you know. And that's all I got on that. You know, I hope I helped you out. Hope I answered your questions. If anybody got any questions, you can hit me up on my channel. Ask me any questions you want here, or you can hit me up on Instagram. You can hit my DM. It's wes.smith.129, and that's wes.smith.129. And if you got any questions, you can hit me up. If you have yet to subscribe to the channel, please do that. And until next time, peace.